It's time for Cats Talk Wednesday. Small town and big city joined forces. Vinny Hardy of Lynch, Kentucky, and Terry Brown of Louisville, Kentucky, team up to give you free-flowing, laid-back sports talk. Focus on Kentucky Wildcats, as well as pertinent information in the NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball.
Here we are, Cats Talk Wednesday once again. Vinny Hardy, Terry Brown. TB, it's another Wednesday, another game night for the Cats. It's the third Wednesday in a row. This time it's Texas. They split the first two Wednesdays. We'll see if they can go 2-1 on Wednesday night game nights. Got to get your thoughts real quick too, because your mic is muted, but all this cold weather, you right in the middle of it. So we'll get your thoughts, and then we'll bring Coach TP and Coach Clay Pergram on to talk some hockey. Oh, you got you muted a little bit, your mic. There you go.
Oh yeah, it's cold. We're gonna have exploding trees up here. It's so cold. So
yeah, that's a new one on me, man. I never heard that either.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, let's get them on so we can talk some hockey, man.
Absolutely. So we got longtime friend of the show, Coach Clay Pergram. First time guest of the show. We got to straighten up. I guess we got Dad in here. We got TP head coach Tim Pergram, UK Hockey, Kentucky Hockey Club. Fellas, how we doing? Appreciate y'all jumping on here with us.
Doing great. How are you guys doing?
Can't complain. Like you said, we talked about it. The weather messing up plans. Terry's up there freezing, dodging tree bark. So it's just all kind of stuff going on.
Well, Terry, I was in Minnesota 2 nights ago, and the wind chill was 41 degrees below zero.
That's crazy because he's in Iowa, so that's adjacent Midwest, and it's
Crazy.
Yeah. So where are you from originally?
I'm from Eastern Kentucky. I'm Mount Sterling.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Man, so so growing up in Eastern Kentucky, I'm from Harlan County, first of all. How did you gravitate to hockey and get on your hockey journey?
Well, it's the other young man on here, my son Clay. He started playing hockey when the Kentucky Thoroughblades came into town, which was the American Hockey League team, which was a great league. A lot of pro players came through here. We really didn't cherish that really great of hockey. So a lot of the players and myself and my wife became very close with a lot of those players. We had a lot of them stay with us in the summers because they didn't want to go back to Russia, or they didn't have a place to stay during that time frame. And Clay just became more and more involved in hockey. So I got my level 1 coaching, then I got my level 2, 3, then finally I went away and got my level 4, which meant I could coach all the way up to any league, anywhere I wanted to. And that's when I started a AAA team out of Northern Kentucky. And that was coming up on 20 years ago. So I'm starting to date myself. And we played in Canada. We were a top 25 team in North America for AAA U16. Every one of the kids that I had on that team either went and played ACHA or D1, D3, and then I had one of those that played in the NHL. And so it was just a passion of love. And then UK, their general manager saw me in Walmart one night and said, "We need some help. We're really struggling." And they were 3-23 that year. And he said, "Will you take over the team?" And that's when myself and Clay and Jake Galloway, another assistant coach that's been with us for 9 years, we took over the program, and things changed pretty quickly. We went first year that we took over, we went 20-8 versus 3-20 the year before. So made a lot of changes.
And so, Clay, you can jump in too, but I think TP is being modest because he recently became the all-time winningest coach in Kentucky Hockey Club history. So things definitely changed from the 3-win season. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, things have certainly changed since that first year, and I think in 8 years of playing now, we've been here, I think 9 years, but we have only played 8 games of regular and post 8 years of regular and postseason seasons. I think we've had nearly all 20-win seasons. So we've had a lot of great players to come in and help us navigate that path of hitting those benchmarks. But we're right at it again this year, really close the doorstep of achieving another 20-win season.
On a 16-game winning streak right now, right?
Something like that. Yeah, we so last year we finished on a 14-game winning streak to finish going into postseason play into the regional men's Division II tournament. And since then we've now bumped up. We're now in men's Division I, and we had an okay start playing some rivals and some exhibitions there with Tennessee, and took some early losses in overtime and a regulation loss to North Carolina State. And the boys have answered the bell every single game since that. And they face multiple points of adversity of being down and fighting back and climbing through different moments to come out with a win since those North Carolina weekends. And now for the second consecutive week, we've been ranked in the top 20 of the ACHA Men's Division I. So on a 16-game win streak, hoping to extend that and still kind of jockey our position as the final rankings play out, headed toward the national tournament.
Yeah. So I looked at the schedule. Y'all are kind of on a little bit of a break, right? Is that customary? It's like a couple of weeks between games, if I looked at it right.
Yeah,
No,
it certainly
no,
is
we-
in December to January, but we just got back with the boys on campus, so we'll get rolling here again soon. But
Okay.
that kind of second week to December to early January, traditionally you do see a break in the ACHA.
Right. So both of you guys, are you 16-game winning streak? You know, you got the tournament coming up. Are you right where you want to be? Or are you a little ahead of schedule? Or there's still some things like, we gotta tighten up this and that before tournament time? Where you feel you're at right now?
We're always, tweaking things. We're always tweaking. To be a good coach, you have to keep tweaking. You have to keep everybody on their best behavior and pins and needles and making them want to fight for it. Adversity builds character. I'm an old guy. And so these kids, they're shocked with me I hold them to this high of an expectation. I don't expect average. Why do it if you're going to be average? Why? And a lot of them, I teach them a word they haven't heard before from their junior hockey and their AAA hockey. I teach them the word that most of them have never heard before. Guess what that word is?
2 letters?
It's 2 letters.
Start with an N?
Yes, it does.
It's an N with an O.
No, you're not going to do that. No, you're not going to tell us how to do that. Our system works. That's just because that's how I was raised. That's the people I came up with. I mean, I had Dinky Scott as my high school basketball coach. Coach Scott, you didn't. No. Dinky was a big man, and he would put you in your place real quick and real fast. A lot of these kids just know they have to work for it. Nothing is given in life. You have to work for it. And so we try to build character in the young men where they're going to face adversity. How do you handle it? Do you sit there and mope and pout, or do you get back on the horse and go to work? That's what I do every day. I'm still working every day. I've retired 3 times from my job, and I keep going back to work. My wife loves it because I'm out of the house. She gets rid of me. So, we had 2 players transfer in. We had a tier 2 null player transfer in who's a very high level defenseman. And he played his first 2 games with us a couple of weeks ago at Kent State and did really well. And we just had a NCAA D3 transfer come in last week. And hopefully we'll play him this weekend. So got to see how we get that rhythm down, but we're trying to play, get a little bit of a system of a taxi club to where we've got couple of guys that are battling for that position play one night, the other one the other night, to where they've got fresh legs because we go at you. Now, have you all been to a game yet?
I have not.
Oh, you got to come to a game.
It's
And then
been a
I'm
while.
looking at all those beautiful posters. Where's the hockey poster? We don't have a hockey poster for you. We got to get you one of those.
I did have a hockey poster. It was the famous Ashley Judd poster of about 30 years ago at this point. So I got.
We'll have to get you some more. And where's your drip? We haven't sent you any drip.
I got to get some. Look,
Yeah.
I'm all cats.
Well,
everything.
you got the man on the line with Clay. Send him your address and he'll send you some drip.
Oh,
We got to have you out there representing.
Yeah, a lot
Hey.
of folks just focus on one or two teams. I'm all cats everything, whatever it
All
takes.
right.
So I'm right there.
absolutely. Coach, Coach TP, I got to ask you this because you talked about how your introduction to hockey from Mount Sterling, introduced to the sport because Clay was such a good player. You wanted to start coaching, got you into coaching. So I want to know about your experience the first time you put the skates on and laced them up as an adult, I'm assuming.
Oh, I'm not a great skater, but I can outthink you anytime on that ice. I went to my level 4 was with a gentleman by the name of Scotty Bowman, who coached the Detroit Red Wings.
Wow.
So I went to, I mean, it was a process. It takes a while. You usually can only go up one level each year. So it's going to be 4 to 5 years for you to get to that level. And there was 4 of us. We were out there gallivanting on the ice, not being that great because we were all a little older in our years. And he pretty much told us to get off his, I won't use the words, ice. And he's like, I'm going to teach you how to coach. And his philosophy was, and he wasn't a great skater, but he only won like 8 Stanley Cups, so he knows what he's doing. As a player, you're always watching vertical because the game's moving vertical the whole time when you're out there because you're changing on the fly. It's the only game where you have substitutions on the fly. There's not a break in action. You're just changing. As a coach, you have to look at it essentially horizontal. And I'm not seeing that straight ahead. I'm having to look at it vertically, what they're seeing. So you're always looking at lines, lanes, seams, whatever you want to term it, however they term it. What are you seeing? And so what we historically always ask a player, especially Clay, who coaches the defenseman, what are you seeing on the ice? Whether they're running a 1-2-2 at us, a 2-1-2, a 3-2 high, running a trap. Are they running a 1-4? So we're not playing checkers, we're playing chess. So we're always changing our systems during the game to see how they handle what we do. So it's all strategy in hockey where it looks like you're just running and gunning. That's all strategy. So that's where, for me, I loved it. I'm analytical. It fit perfect.
Man, that's awesome.
Now, Clay can skate with anybody. Clay's a hell of a skater. But he's young. I'm old. I'm an old guy. I'm smart. He's giving me grandbabies as my other son has. So we've got them on the ice.
Okay.
I'm old. I'm smart to know I don't want to break a hip.
You said you was analytical. You analyze that quickly.
And yeah, I mean, I can watch a kid walk into the rink in his street attire, and I can look at Clay and tell Clay how the kid's going to be on the ice. And Clay's always been amazed with that. But you just look at their gaits and you look at their ankle flexion and their knees and how they're carrying their shoulders, and it's just something that becomes easy for me. And I can automatically say, oh yeah, they're gonna be fast. But there's a lot more to it. Do they have the hands? Do they have the analytical ability? Can they read the play? Can they take a hit? Can they handle the pain? It's a physical game.
Coach Clay, you've been a defensive guy, and we've talked about this a few times when we had you on before. In your opinion, what makes a great defense? Does a great goalie cover for weaknesses in the defenseman? Does a great defenseman, is it a combination of everything? Your ingredients for formulating a great defense.
Yeah, our philosophy is, and you'll hear it in hockey if you're around it for any time, is you build from the net out, right? So you get a goaltender, maybe you find 2 goaltenders that you can kind of rotate and really have that solid piece in net that you can really build your defensive core out from, right? We also, in our system, we trust our goaltenders to give them the first shot. if we're coming down in an odd man situation, and we're the man down defensively, we have one defending player and they have two offensive players. We teach our defensemen, you take away the pass, give the goalie the first shot, because we trust our goaltenders as a backbone to make that first stop. When you get into the secondary and third chances, the percentages obviously go up at all hockey levels, where that puck's going to find the back of the net ultimately on the second and third chances. And that's when the other pieces of your team and your defensive structure kind of come and work together, right? If you have that structure in front of the goaltender, the second and third chances, maybe they're more preventable so long you're in that solid structure. So it all really blends together, right? To work when it works well, but we believe you got to start from that net and build your way out from there.
That's interesting. It's interesting. And TB, if I'm stepping on you, man, don't let me.
No, I'm listening to the strategy myself, man.
Me too.
I've been trying to get into hockey for a while. Up here in the upper Midwest, it's big because there's not much else to do when it's minus 40 degrees outside.
Yeah. So, Coach Clay, how did you get introduced to hockey? Since you were the one that brought your dad into it, and so I guess being a Kentucky kid, how did you gravitate towards the ice?
Yeah, oddly enough, how TP was mentioning, that we met some of those professional players and they'd stay at the house. We developed really awesome relationships with some of those guys. And about 30 minutes prior to this, I was just getting off the phone with one of those players from many, many years ago who's now kind of coaching the youth here in Lexington. So kind of full circle there, right? But what I can tell you is this. I remember going to a Kentucky Thoroughblade game with a baseball glove. And being so excited to potentially catch a puck that was coming out of play. After that, I kind of remember being in Tennessee at times and then back in Lexington, just going through youth. But I think my love for hockey just started through fandom. As a fan of watching professional hockey more so than playing. As I grew into a love of playing the game, and had a lot of really cool experiences growing up and playing hockey and traveling the country. So I would say probably started as a fandom and then just developed into kind of a lifestyle, really.
That's interesting for sure. And we're both casual fans, as we've mentioned to y'all. We learn something every time we have you guys on. Got a buddy. I live outside of Knoxville. Nothing orange about me. Got a buddy down here, Craig Bates. We have him on from time to time. He played for Tennessee. He's in his early 50s. I think he's in their Hockey Hall of Fame. We talk hockey with Craig. We've had you guys on. So we always learn every time. But being as casual as we are, I got to ask, because this is, even casual people know, the goalie fight that just happened. What causes goalie fights? What leads up to that? What is there a code that they have to fight? What just
yeah? You want me to take the lead on this?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Clay.
Okay, yeah. So goalie fights are cool. They don't happen all the time. It's kind of like a unicorn, right? You see it and you go, oh my gosh. So, and yeah, I'm not a goaltender, right? Never have put on a set of pads, but I can tell you this. Yes, there is a code that exists amongst the goaltenders. And at one point this year, one of our goaltenders was kind of looking toward me, asking if he could say said code to the opposing goaltender, which at the time I told him no, it was such a close game, it didn't make sense. But usually it's kind of a mucky, scrummy play that happens. If that includes the goaltender or not, I would say, sometimes it does. It doesn't always have to, right? But maybe the goalie takes a bump from an opposing player. All the players kind of come together. The goalie who took the bump kind of skates out of it. Maybe he's kind of mouthing at some guys. And while that's happening, the other goaltender may approach the red line and start mouthing. So usually what you'll see is goaltenders will approach the red line, that center ice. They can't go over that. It might even be the blue line, TP, if you want to kind of correct me on that.
It's a red line.
They'll skate up kind of to that neutral area and they'll mouth to each other. And that's that code that I'm talking about, right? they might lock eyes, and one of them might say yeah, the other one might say oh yeah, and then other times guys might call it off for whatever reason. But we teach guys to play between the whistle, not after the whistle. But yeah, it's definitely a rare occurrence to see those goalie fights.
Man, that's something else. I think this was in the NHL, but you know, it was online. I saw the hit the timeline.
Oh yeah, it was the Panthers versus the Sharks, and Bob was the one that skated down Bobrovsky, who used to play for the Blue Jackets, and it was because their goalie came up and cheap shot at the guy that hit one of their players, and as soon as he did that, Bob decided it's on, and so he didn't chirp. Which Clay was saying was mouthing, that he didn't chirp him. He just went and did his action, and they were throwing some haymakers. Now, goalies aren't great fighters. Now, you go back to, who was it? Hextall. Yeah, tough goalie. He could fight. Ron Hextall was a tough goalie. You didn't want to fight him. He enjoyed fighting. And so there's a couple that they could throw. They could drop and rock.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome.
I like that.
It's part of the game. It's part of the game. I mean, we've had our moments doing the same thing, even at our level. It's part of the game. And it's a team thing. It's a team bonding thing because you've got your brother's back. That's what it is. I've got my brother's back.
Absolutely. So what kind of a basketball player were you, TP, since you talked about your old school hard-nosed coach?
I did all right.
Okay.
I could jump a tad bit.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, I did all right. I love hockey now. I don't even watch much basketball. I mean, and the kids, they'll ask me how my style is compared to some of the other coaches on the other sports at UK. And we've had Coach Mingione drop a puck for us and talk to the boys. Great. And he knew hockey. We loved it. He actually knew hockey. Well, he knew all the terminology, and so that was awesome. And then we had, I'll be honest, we had the big dog speak to us when he was at UK, and he was great in the locker room. He had one thing he wanted us to do to everybody, and that was it. So it was fun to listen to him get them all riled up. But my style was very direct with the boys. There's black, white, no gray. And I'm very honest with them. And they know I'll call them exactly out on the carpet. I'll tell them that's a bad play. If they sit there and they want to debate, they will lose that debate. But if a kid looks and says, that's on me, I own it. We use that terminology a lot, the man in the mirror. Own the mistake. If you make the mistake, I make them every day. The loss at North Carolina State, that was on me. And I tell the boys that every week, that was on me. You got to own it. Because if you're humble and you own it, you're only going to get better. And so if they tell me that was on me, I don't say anything else to them because it makes no sense for me to keep yelling and screaming at someone that's already said, my mistake. Now, if you keep doing it 10 and 12 times over and over and over, then you're not going to be in the lineup. And they know that. But they know that I'm black and white, no gray. And I'm an old guy. So they see a guy that's essentially tomorrow I'll have my flat top back. It'll be high and tight. It looks like I just got off Paris Island. I come screaming and barking and yelling. So over on the sidelines before we go on the bench, I'm having fun with them. Ask them how they're doing in school, give them a hard time about their girlfriends, tell them they're married. But once we get on the bench, different personality comes out. Because we do like to win, but we like to do really well in the academic setting. And you've got to do well in the class. Because you're here to graduate, get a degree, and be a productive human being and a good parent in the future. So we try to teach a lot of those values. We've got a lot of attorneys that have come through, engineers, veterinarians, nurses. We're very proud of what we've turned out.
As y'all should be. We're proud and honored to have y'all on here and have to do it again when it works out for y'all schedule a lot sooner than the last time we had you on, Coach Clay, and so honored to meet and talk with you, TP, and we definitely have to have both of y'all on again when it works. And
Vinny, I got a couple of questions for you, Vinny.
All
right. How do you like Sullivan's up there in Knoxville? Up on, what is that? Clay, where'd you go to elementary school?
Rocky Top Elementary.
On Rocky Top, there's a restaurant called Sullivan's. Got huge pieces of cake. Incredible. And then what's the place on the river, Calhoun's, that's got that strawberry shortcake with the good ribs?
I've been to Calhoun's for sure. Yeah, I
See,
got to try
we lived in Knoxville. I was there for 3 years. Clay was there for a year and a half.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was out in Iowa as well, Terry. I was out in Davenport there for about a year, Quad Cities area.
Oh yeah, Quad Cities. Yeah. I'm out
Yeah.
here in Des Moines, so you know about how that wind comes down from the.
Oh yes.
Woo, buddy. Yeah, we're hunkered down right now.
Oh,
You can't remember those, or can't forget those. Yeah.
Now, Vinny, you're going to get ice. You'll be able to skate outside your house.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you call it skating. I'll slip and slide. I'm
Call it not falling.
Yeah. You're a better skater than I am, Coach, and you said you weren't good. So I mean,
I admit all of my mistakes. I'm very good. I've been married for over 35 years. I'm very good at saying it was on me. It was my mistake. It was my fault. I've learned that.
yes.
Too many frying pans to the head. I've learned it. Those cast iron skillets hurt. All right, we got to get you all some. We got to get you some drip. So please make sure you send your addresses to Clay with your sizes. I'm a big boy, so we have big sizes. If you're anywhere near my size, I go up to I'm a 3XL, so we can take care of you. We'll get you some drip out, and we'll get you a calendar or two because we got to give you some calendars. We got to show you some love.
I support all the Kentucky sports.
I see.
Anything with blue and white, I'm right there, man.
Yes.
We still have Ashley Judd. If you need that to be reissued, there, Terry, we can reissue that to you.
Oh man, that's awesome.
The standard is the standard, That's
right. That's right.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
To have y'all, Coach TP. Honored to meet you for the first time, Coach Clay. You're a friend of the show. Now both of y'all are, and can't wait to do it again when it works for y'all's schedules.
You'll have a blessed evening, okay? And good luck in the storms because it's going to be bad. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate it. TB, man, you stay warm as well. The game is just started, but y'all be careful. Those trees, that tree tweet, that's man.
It's because the sap freezes inside the tree and it expands, and depending on the tree, it explodes out like that. Every year I learn something new about the weather here.
Yeah.
And every year I'm like, wait a minute, that happens? And everybody is like, yeah, trees explode. I'm like, wait a minute now. Like, I'm learning all these new terms. Like, oh, we got lightning rain. Like, what? The lightning goes through the rain. Like, that sounds crazy. You don't have fire fog in Kentucky? No. What are y'all doing here? Like, you don't have that? No. It's like biblical plagues. Oh, about time for the locusts to come through.
Yeah.
But anyway, I hope the Cats pull it out. I know the Colin Chandler was a game time decision.
Yeah.
Have that, but they keep. Hopefully, they don't get in a hole and have to dig out. But
exactly.
I'm glad that they've been able to. I know you were happy beating Tennessee. Nothing fills my cup up more than beating Tennessee and Tennessee tears. Because I saw you interact with a tweet where somebody was already getting ready to lose to Kentucky. Like, oh, Tennessee's bad, and Kentucky come to town, they're gonna be like this. All I got to say about that is, we have beaten you 164 times.
Yes.
Like, you don't need to build up these elaborate things in your head for Kentucky to win. We have sent our worst teams. We have sent our best teams. We've beat y'all by last second shots. We've blown you out by 70 points. We've whatever combination you can come up with. We've hit 15 threes. We've had 25 dunks. The variation on how Kentucky men's basketball has defeated Tennessee men's basketball. Y'all don't need to do all this. Well, Kentucky gonna get hot. We ain't gotta get hot to beat you.
That's true.
We don't have to play our best to beat Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
And I'm tired of pretending otherwise. But for the first and last only time, congrats to IU.
Yeah.
For that, got to tip my hat to him. I did love a friend of the show, Charles Moore, tweet out. Somebody said, what would be the college basketball response to IU? What's the equivalency there? Tennessee making the Final Four. Because it's both things that ain't nobody ever thought was ever going to happen. So there you go. Wrapping up, 49ers ran out of gas, ran into a buzzsaw in Seattle. It sucks that the 49ers are probably the third best team in the NFC. They're the third best team in the NFC West. And one of our rivals will be playing the Super Bowl in Levi's Stadium. So that's not great. But
yeah. It's like when it was Packers Steelers that year. It was in Dallas, and I was like, wow, that's I feel you. I feel your pain.
I don't want that to happen. Shout out to my youngest, who started her indoor track season, and she finished first in her first race last week. She is looking for a state championship, she told me. Her goal was to get on the podium. Now she told me she shifted, and she ran a personal record in her first race of the year, so she is about it. Also, Big Miss, her season has started, or getting ready to start, at the end of February, so getting close to that, her second year playing lacrosse. And so lacrosse and field hockey has helped me out with regular hockey.
Okay.
It's not exactly the same. It's not quite as physical, so I understand a little bit of the lingo, what they're talking about. Because Big Miss plays defense, so she's not the goalie, but she's kind of setting the defense and everything. So anyway, I know we got a game going on. I want to see the Cats win, and hey, maybe Coach Pope's turned this thing around. But that being said, before we get out of here, I just want to have one game where they don't talk about if Kentucky can get it under 10. I just want one game where we don't have that.
Yeah, we got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can. If they start tweaking that first half, we'd appreciate it for sure.
Please, man, because I'm mad in the first half, and then I'm cleaning the second half. No, just let me get my cleaning, and then let me have an easy second half. I don't need to be out here 11 o'clock at night trying to vacuum and waking people up and stuff. Come on, Cats. Do me a solid.
These last two games, you had to be exhausted. Because to be so mad in the first half, and then like you said, all that nervous at the end of the Tennessee game, you got to be drained.
Well, because the thing is, it's like, when your team is losing and they come back, and it's like, I can take the loss, but you've come all the way this far. I think it would be worse to come close and then lose than get blown out. Like, like at LSU, I was like, okay, you've got within 4 or 5, seal the deal, right? And I felt that a couple years ago, Tennessee game, no point guards, where it's like they were kind of had that lead, and then it kind of got small. It's like you got to close these out. So hopefully they've learned some lessons. I still don't want to play on Wednesday and Thursday of the SEC tournament. Let's get back to it.
Move away from that. And real quick, Jalen Carey for Tennessee, what are you doing? We saw his dad. They panned on his dad 58 times, who played for the Dolphins. But even my Tennessee fan friends, I'm in a text group with them. Neither one of us knew which team was going to show up before the game. After the game, because you had a little dust up with Oweh and Brandon Garrison and Carey for Tennessee. My friends who bleed orange said basically, I quote, "How are you gonna be 3 for 12 on bunnies and then want to fight after the game?" The Tennessee fans said, whatever Oweh said to him, he should have just tipped his cap and said thank you, because it was true. And we know what Oweh said to him because it's out there, and so it was true. So
I like Brandon Garrison. I think he's kind of turned the corner a little bit. I like me some Brandon Garrison because he's about it. He stays ready.
Oh, yeah.
He was in the Louisville bench last year. You need somebody like that.
Oklahoma,
It reminds me of Steven Jackson, my favorite quote on the Netflix documentary about the Mouse Palace. He had no idea that Ron Artest was hit with had no idea. He just saw people fighting, and he jumped in to fight. And my thing is, you need somebody like that. I don't need to know all the particulars. We fighting. My dude. We fighting. That's all. We all could use a friend like that.
Yeah, for sure. So on that note, let's go watch the Cats and the Horns.
Yep.
Appreciate Pops, Tim, TP, Pergram and Coach Clay Pergram talking some hockey with us. Appreciate y'all checking us out. It'll be up later. Y'all can watch and listen to it after the game. But appreciate those who hung out before.
Yep.
Hunker down. Think about y'all up there. Be safe.
Exploding trees.
Watch out for that tree bark, man. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, it's supposed to have 65-mile-an-hour winds this weekend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be safe as possible for real. For real. Like,
I'm
for
glad
real.
ain't no trees close to the house. That's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We'll get off of here. BS3 Network. We'll see y'all next week. Got my man Anthony Ravizzi from Cumberland High School going into the Morehead State Hall of Fame. We're going to talk to him about that next week. That's going to be a lot of fun. Y'all stay with us. We'll be back next Wednesday.